Hey gang, that was Eddie Money's Two Tickets to Paradise, 1977, or I think it was released as a single in 1978. Jimmy Lyon on guitar with that great solo, one that I tried to emulate often when I was younger. We're going to go through it note for note in just a second. Hey, if you like this video, click the like button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe for one of these every week. And please leave your comments for any songs or lessons that you'd like me to do in the future. All right, here it comes note for note in just a second. All right, gang, let's go through this note for note. First things first, you want to download the tab from the description below, all right? That's going to make your life a lot easier as we go through this. All right, so second, let's talk briefly about the sound. I'm obviously using a Gibson Les Paul playing out of the bridge pickup, and I'm using sort of a 1970s Marshall type of sound with the gain cranked quite a bit. I'm not using any distortion pedals or anything else, but the gain you want to crank up quite a bit so that you get enough sustain on those notes. I want those to sustain. All right, so one thing that's pretty interesting about this song is that it's very, very similar to Steely Dan's Reelin' in the Years. And in fact, when I was playing this solo, a lot of times I'd go into the Steely Dan song notes, and it was hard for me to do it that way. Anyway, it's just something to note. And the chords for this solo go G to A. And just kind of repeat that over and over. So it's a pretty easy chord structure. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the whole solo slowly, one time through, and then I'm going to go through it line by line, relying heavily on the tab. So here is the solo, note for note, pretty slowly. All right, so here we go. All right, let's go through it line by line now. Here's the beginning part, and we'll do the whole beginning part. The beginning part is all sort of octaves. So we're playing some octaves. All right. Now, I find it's hard. You could, I suppose, play the octave on this one and slide up to this. But I like to do the bend. That's what I hear, and I hear a single note on the A, and then I hear that bend. So that's how I play that first line. Don't forget to give that, once you got it bent up there, give it lots of vibrato like a B.B. King would, all right? Here's the second line. Again, this one ends up on that A on the third string, second fret. You want to give that lots of vibrato. Okay, here's the next line. All right, so the first part is you're sliding up from, on the third string, you're sliding up from the 7th to the 9th, and then playing the 5th on the 2nd. That's a doubling note. Nice little... When you come back to it, you want to give it lots of vibrato again, of course. And then here's a little double stop where you're hammering on the second string. So like so. So I'm playing the first two strings on that, which is a little tiny little A dyad. Okay? Here's the next line. Okay? Now we're changing positions from basically in the 5th to up at the 9th position here, playing again sort of around an A major pentatonic scale. So we begin by the slide up to the 11th on this 3rd, and we're playing the 10th and the 12th quite a bit. Now a bend on the 12th. We're going to hold that bend, and then we're going to stroke it when we're up there and bring it down. Like that. There's a lot of that in this song, so just be aware of that, where you're playing a bent note. So one other thing that's kind of common throughout the solo is as you're bending it, there's this pull off to the 10th, and then you play the 11th on the 3rd, and then you're going to do that again, exactly, playing the 12th, pull off to the 10th on the 2nd, play the 11th on the 3rd, like so. End it with that. Again, give it lots of vibrato once you get it up there. Okay, here's the next line. One of the coolest in there, I think. Okay, it starts out with one of the neatest parts there. Here, that's on the 12th, you're bending that 1.5 steps. So it's a bit of an overbend. It's not just a full, it's 1.5 steps. So you bend that up, and then you bend it a whole step. So it's not just that's a step and a half, then you bend it a 1 step, and then play the note itself. And then you play back up to that 12th and bend it up for a whole step and choke it. So that's just a really neat 9, the typical blues line. Okay, the next part is this. We're going to overbend. Now I don't know if it's a bend, if it's a regular full step bend, or it's an overbend. It's maybe a little bit in between. But I'm trying to consciously actually bend it up to this G. So I've tried to bend a step and a half. One more time, very slowly. All right. Here's the next line. Okay, now the hardest part about this one is memorizing it, okay? So it starts out, basically, it is just so much on these three key notes. On the second string, the 12th fret, the 10th fret, and on the third string, the 11th fret. And you're basically just hammering on, pulling off, and all that. So again, I advise you to look closely at the tab on this, but it starts out by actually on the 9th on the 3rd fret, like so. Okay, so that's the first line, and then there's two of these. And then we play one where there's three consecutive pull-offs. Okay, then we end it by playing two full step bends on the 12th, and then we pull off with our usual one. Okay, so that's that line right there. Again, it's kind of tough to memorize. Okay, then we shift to the 14th position. Okay, so again, we're playing A major pentatonic scale. We're shifting to the 14th position. Okay, so that line is just simply, we're playing on the 4th string now, hammering on from the 14th to the 16th, playing the 14th on the 3rd. Then we're bending up the 16th a whole step and holding it, and we're playing the 17th on the 1st string. Then we're stroking it, bringing it down, and playing the rest of that lick. Okay, again, check out the tab, but here it is one more time slowly. Another really cool line coming up, this one right here. All right, so this one just sounds really cool. We're bending up on the 17th on the 2nd, a whole step. Then we're playing 17, 14, 17. 16th on the 3rd, 14th on the 2nd. And then bending up on the 16th on the 3rd, and then pulling off to the 14th on the 3rd. So here it is slowly. One more time slowly. Okay, here's the rest of that lick. So it kind of goes with it organically like this. Okay, so the first one's pretty simple. It's just a pull off from the 16th to the 14th, play the 16th on the 4th, and then the 14th on the 3rd. And then we just shift that whole pattern down one string, but instead of just playing what we're doing is we're playing the 4th and the 3rd on that one. Kind of like a Hendrix A chord way up there, all right? So here it is again, putting that whole thing together. All right, here's the last part of it. Last part of it is just a bunch of these right here. I counted 17. I hope my count's right. But the best way to do it is just to listen to the record and then get the feel for it. So what we're doing there is we're just hammering on 14 to 16 on the 4th and playing the 14 on the 3rd. 17 times, I think. On the last one, we're just going to go, and that's just that bend that we had before, 16 full step bend, and hold it, and play the 17th on the 1st. And that's it for the solo. Well, there you have it, folks. Eddie Money's Two Tickets to Paradise, the solo to it. And anyway, if you like this, click the like button. If you haven't yet, subscribe. And don't forget to leave your comments for any lessons or songs that you want me to do in the future. Okay, until then, we'll see you on down the road.